Welcome to Wish I Had Known, the show where hindsight meets insight. Host Jodie Lamb has worn many hats in the world of finance, from navigating the intricacies of financial planning to unraveling the mysteries of insurance claims and diving deep into the realm of structured settlements. Each episode explores the topics that make you say, if only I had known this sooner. Join the conversation as we uncover the insights that can make all the difference. This is Wish I Had Known, because knowledge is power and hindsight is 2020.
When knowledge is power and hindsight is 2020, we discuss one topic at a time to help regrets of saying, if only I had known. Today, we're talking with Michael Kopit. Thank you for joining us today, Michael.
Hey, Jodie. Thank you for having me.
Love it. So what are we going to talk about today?
So I'm a attorney here in Kansas City, and I'm a partner at a national firm, Litchfield Cavo. And my topic that I want to talk about is what I wish I would have known before I became an attorney.
Okay. So how long have you been an attorney at this point?
So I'm coming up on 11 years.
Congratulations. Okay. So after nearly 11 years of experience, looking back on your career and approaching your legal profession, what do you wish you had known before you became an attorney?
That's a great question. So, growing up, we all see the TV shows, right? Where lawyers are in the courtroom and it's packed and there's a big surprise and there's some witness that no one's ever seen before. Or something along those lines, and it blows up the whole case, and fill in the blank with all the lawyer shows that we know of. But one of the things that I wish I had known, which actually this is the part that I probably enjoyed most about my practice, is being an attorney is more than just litigating files and knowing the law. That's obviously a huge component that you can never get around, right? You have to know the law, you have to know the facts. You have to know how to persuasively give your position. But the second leg of that they really don't teach you in law school, that they don't really show on TV too much, that a lot of people don't know, that I didn't know before I started my venture, is, lawyers are also kind of counselors. And there's a really key part of what we do is counseling clients, whether you're dealing with an individual or a corporation or a business or something in between that. I see myself not only as just a litigator, but also as a counselor for people that, usually people come to see me when they're probably in the worst part of their day or their life, where they've been sued and they need a defense, whether, it's some sort of, personal injury incident or, some sort of breach of contract or some sort of employment issue where a company's getting sued. I mostly defend businesses and individuals. And so when they come to see me, it's usually, not by choice. It's a bad day. And so, and you want to counsel them through the process, through the litigation process, and not only explain the black letter law and how it works, but also understanding kind of like the practicality of what it means for people and how that will translate into their lives and into the future, as well as potentially avoiding whatever issue brought them to me from happening again.
So in your academic career, or even leading into your legal studies, were there other classes that you took to help prepare you for that, or that you wish you had taken to help complement your skill set as an attorney today?
Yeah, so when I was in law school, and it seems like forever ago, I had my 10-year reunion, about 6 or 7 months ago or so. But anyway, yeah. So when I was in law school, I got a certificate in advocacy, and so that kind of helped develop some of those skills. And then my law school, for example, had various clinics that you could take that, put you in front of clients and put you in front of people that needed legal help. So you kind of really developed, that counselor role in helping folks, through the legal process, not just, regurgitating like legal principles and precedents and, case law or statutes or whatever it may be.
So are you doing additional studies today or additional practice to help complement your skill set in counseling clients today in your current practice?
Mostly it's just learning by fire sometimes. But I think as, every lawyer, I believe in every state, I'm pretty sure, we have to take continuing education courses. And I actually present at some of those, for other attorneys, where I share some of my knowledge with them and then I attend others to learn. And so, that's one of the, the ways that we kind of maybe can help develop that. But, there's really no substitute for experience. And, and I think that's kind of the, the key is at least that's the way that I was brought up as, going from a baby lawyer to, to a partner. That's kind of how I learned is, sometimes you realize you're, in a fight and no one really knows why you're in a fight. And sometimes you have to step out of a fight and understand what the bigger picture is and, kind of recenter yourself. That usually works out the best for everyone.
So if your clients find themselves in such a situation and obviously they're reaching out to you, what is the best advice? What's the first set of advice that you give to them as far as you're staying calm and cool, collected, but not only for handling the situation at hand, but mitigating future experiences or conversations that drive them to need your services?
Yeah, so I'm kind of like an introspective kind of guy, so after the dust settles from whatever, fight or whatever issue happened, I kind of like to sit down and really reverse engineer what it is that happened and why. And through that process and through that knowledge, you can usually see some pain points. For example, for a company, if they are sued for some sort of employment issue, you can kind of look at the steps of what led to it. And then you could say, okay, now with this knowledge, we can, better, address certain things in the future to make sure that something like this doesn't happen. Or, in some sort of like trucking wreck or, whatever it may be. It's like, I don't want to call it failure, but, failure is always the best teacher. Right. And it's not really a failure necessarily when you get sued. It's just, something that you didn't anticipate. I am very fortunate that, I love the clients I have. I love the clients I work with. I love what I do. And so it's really nice to be able to help people that are in need of help, and that are good companies, good people, good, clients that found themselves in a bad situation. And so, and really, and that's kind of the second thing too, if I can, that's the other thing I wish I would have known is how to prevent burnout from being a lawyer, because it is a tough job and it's kind of a 24/7 job. There's really not an off button, because even when you're not in the office, me personally, I don't know anyone else, but my brain is always on and I'm always thinking about, I'll be watching a movie at home and they'll say something and then something will trigger in my head. I'm like, oh wait, did we do this? Do I need to do this? And, but that's one of the things too that I think is important with the burnout piece of it is, whenever I start feeling myself, getting burnt out, and that's different from everyone, I usually kind of try to remind myself of why I started on this path. And I'm a guy that I love to embrace the journey itself of being a lawyer, not just a destination. Because I used to be the opposite, and it was kind of tough because, you set a goal and you meet it, and then you set another goal and you meet it. And it kind of, I don't know, it was easy to burn out that way because, the rush of meeting a goal got less and less each time. And what I kind of learned, I wish I knew sooner, was kind of enjoying the process of getting to a destination, not just I've got to make partner or I've got to do something else or, I've got to win this lawsuit, but really just loving the process and kind of throwing yourself into the process has really been my secret, I guess not a secret now, but it has been kind of my secret on how I stay balanced.
The secret's out. Okay. So I appreciate this because it's not individual. I see this journey of counseling and coaching your clients, not just from the onset of a claim, but in during the entire process and then after the process. It's not just a single transaction. You're building relationships, and they look to you not only at their time of worst crisis, but looking ahead at the future. Obviously, no one plans for accidents to happen. That's why we have insurance and professionals like you to help guide us in those situations. And more importantly, as someone in your profession, and I work with a lot of attorneys in my own, the legal field is riddled with a lot of burnout. There's a lot of people that are just, the billable hours cause stress, the abundance of hours, like you said, on call 24/7, or just your mind's on 24/7, just to be able to turn off. So what is your biggest, what do you do to help mitigate your burnout? And any final words on your wish I had known thoughts?
I think I try to disconnect at least once a day. And kind of just, it's not meditation or anything like that. It's nothing, profound. I wish I had something profound to say, but it's not really anything profound. It's really just more of a situation where, I like to just kind of disconnect and be by myself and just kind of remind myself, when stress is at its highest and, you're betting with a lot, there's a lot at stake, and everyone is, you kind of feel like everyone wants something, and et cetera, and opposing counsel's trying to kill you, and, and everything, just kind of reminding yourself of why I started this, and kind of enjoying the process. Cause, most of the time, as we know, things typically work out for the best in some form or fashion, and, and that's kind of what I rely on. It's served me well so far, so that's kind of, but again, it's different for, some people may say I run or I do sports, or, I'm in no danger of being athletic. So, to me, I had to find something that was, that was kind of more, inside, like introspective than lifting weights.
I meditate, I work out. But during the day, like you said, when it's getting very stressful and you recognize it, that's the time you need to stop. And if nothing else, take a couple deep breaths, or take a quick little walk around the block, get some water, come back, kind of refocus, because we don't make our best decisions when we're in a heightened state of anxiety or stress. And so that's great feedback. Thank you again for joining us. It was a delight to speak with you. I think we all have something to learn from this, whether, reflection on our processing of the stress when things get build up, and trying to keep from getting burnt out, but just kind of keeping perspective on the whole journey. It's not just one transaction. It is, for you, counseling. It's helping your clients, getting them through that process, and then and beyond. And so thank you for sharing your story with us. This has been another enlightening discussion aimed at expanding our understanding, so we won't have to utter the regretful words, "If only I had known." If you have any remarkable anecdote or wish I had known insights that you want to share, #AskJodie. I'd love to hear your story. And of course, if you come across any challenging situations and you find yourself unsure of what to do next, send me a message. You can also drop a #AskJodie, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. Please like, share, and subscribe so you can hear all of Jodie's chats, so you don't have to say, "Wish I had known."